Hello friends, welcome back to more Mount and Blade Warband with the Prophecy of Pendor full conversion. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to be with me. I hope everything is well with you in quarantine if you're still watching this during that time. Hey, we have a quest from that guy, and he talked about wanting us to go chat with the village elder of Quinn, and guess what? We are outside of the doors of Quinn. So this is all part of a quest chain that I'm going to talk about later on, but basically, we're going to be like, hey man, any castles nearby? And he's like, well, there's actually some ruins here. And we're going to be like, oh, ruins you say? And thus, up the river towards the base of the mountain, we shall find a super secret old ruins here. If you've played this game, by the way, for like thousands of hours and never knew this was here, I do think it was added in a kind of a recent update to Prophecy of Pendor. So no worries, I didn't know about it until very, very recently. I'll spoil a little bit of it because it's really, we're going to power through this anyways. We're not doing it for the surprise factor. But what this lets you do, is my horse already lamed, by the way? Crap. What this lets you do is, over time, you have to spend some money and some time, but you can rehabilitate this location to serve as a hidden secret castle that you can use for yourself. You don't have to actually be part of a faction or to own a kingdom. And it lets you store 100 troops here. And why that's really, really valuable is you have a party cap within your party. You can only recruit and hold so many people at any given time. So by being able to stash, for lack of a better word, 100 people or so here, that means you can go fight a battle. And then once you maybe clear out the first wave, come back, get your super elite troops, and then go right back and capture that castle. This is how we're going to be able to quickly get a bunch of castles in a row, hopefully, in theory. So, we have found a book. The book says Fragile Book. And if we take a look at the quest now, it basically hints that we should possibly read the book. So, under Camp, take an action, select a book to read, Fragile Book. We actually need 8 intelligence to read it, so that's why I did put a point into intelligence. Let's go ahead and cap that off at 9. Improve our pathfinding. Pathfinding makes you fast, and spotting lets you see shit. So that sounds like a great combo. Let's do it. All right. So from here on out, we're basically continuing the same thing I was doing before. I think I'm going to start pestering more Sarleon friends. Now, what I want to do, my overall goal down the road, by the way, here's the mercenary payment from Sarleon. So they're paying us 150. We have to pay people 92, so we're getting a little bit of profit, which is super useful. We're up like 10k. We're at 13k dinar with on like day 5 or something. I am impressed with us. Yeah, but the reason we want to start chatting with people, our plan down the road is to start our own kingdom. Wow. Oh, never mind. The Empire starts with Shieldstorm. I'm silly. But yeah, we want to start our own kingdom. And eventually, when you start your own kingdom, you want to steal some lords away and make them your lords. You want them to serve you. So by having a very high reputation and high relationship with Sarleon nobles, we're going to pick apart the Sarleon and make them join us. And that's also part of the reason I'm going to try to keep King Ulrich happy, because I want to eventually join him and become his, his marshal. All right. We are trying to avoid Duke Brennus, so let's chat with everyone but Duke Brennus. What's up, buddy? He wants us to send a letter. Absolutely. We will be your UPS guy. Visit the town of Laria. There is a tournament here, but I don't think we have enough renown. Renown, basically, you get from fighting, winning, doing stuff, things like that. Sir Roland. Ooh, who do we want to have? Now, this is an interesting one. Who do we want for our first hire? That is the question. I love Donovan. However, I don't think I want the Donovan party. I think I want Lothaldrian. Lothaldrian is Diev, Siggy, Leslie, Kavera, Lothaldrian, Julia, Alyssa, and Alistar. Those are all in the names of people who can join our party. And then we can add Anson and Sir Rain, but not Sir Roland. So sorry, Roland, you are not part of our crew. And just in case you thought I was super cool and I knew all that by heart, I definitely have this open in another window. Somebody has done all the hard work and figured out which companions have the best combo. There's actually ways to get even more people smushed into your party, and it involves, like, if you have a party member that no one likes, you can send them out repeatedly on missions. I don't want to deal with that. That's not in my wheelhouse, not something I'm interested in for a bit. So I will, off camera, buzz through a little bit of the game and try to keep doing some recruiting, try to avoid anyone that's going to kick our ass, which is basically anyone at this point. God, Anson, get your skills up, man.
Good, eh, Governor? Oh, it's a fine day.
Remember how I literally just said, I don't think I even cut the video. I just said we need to be careful. I immediately pressed control space and then got jumped by a bunch of brigands. So I'm not going to save scum. I'm going to take my punishment as I deserve it. So we cannot escape this fight. We could pay. How much would that cost? That's way too much money. Screw that. So they're going to try to fight us. What we can do is pull back and leave some soldiers behind to cover the retreat. Most of the time when you have companions, they don't like that. And, you know, everyone doesn't like that. Like, literally, everyone disliked that on the bottom of the screen. They'll get over it. So by sacrificing the one, we are going to let the many survive. So there we go. One person has sacrificed for the rest of us. Like, hey, just stand behind us back there. Just wait, and we'll be right back. And he's like, okay, no problem. Ooh, here's an adventurer. A plain old adventurer. Ooh, I think that is a really good find. Troop trees, adventurer. Yes, an adventurer is a really great mercenary to hire. Hopefully we've got a lot of them. They're very expensive, and they tend to not be great unless you've got at least a few of them. Okay, this is actually 5 adventurers are going to be really, really great to have. So here's your money. Also, I think I saw Kavera over here, who has her can opener, man opener, whatever the hell her blade is. So they'll all give you a little bit of, it is a man opener. They'll give you a bit of a background. You know what? Hey man, whatever floats your boat. Welcome to the party. Only 2,000 dinar to settle her debt. So she is going to join us. Glorious. Let's also maybe give both her. Ooh, also I want to buy some Sumpter horses for reasons that I will explain later on. Let's buy them some horsies. Crap, my stupid step horse is already lame. If your horse gets killed, it can get lamed. If it goes down in battle quite often, it'll become lamed and basically slow down a bunch. So I will replace that with the Corsair. You know what? I'll make them get their horses off the dead. We're not really worried about kitting out our companions right yet. Kavera, what kind of stats do you have, my friend? You have actually, that's a really great spread. Kavera's a pretty damn good warrior. 16 strength, 14 intelligence, 15 agility. Already has great iron flesh, which gives her health. Power strike makes her hurt. Actually really good all across the board. Training's a little low. I don't know how we want to train her though. And I've not done late game companion management, meaning I don't exactly know what the best route is to train our people in. Hey, I want to sell all my prisoners, so they'll give us money for those. Morality, schmorality, we are going to sell these bitches because they tried to attack us. Well, to be fair, we dogpiled in on them, but still. It's the principle of the thing. Hey, who do we need to kill? We need to deliver a message to Lord Baron Eldred. Baron Eldritch Blast. He was at Laria, so we kind of missed the boat on that one. We also want to hunt down Marinid the Coward over at Yeragar. And we will do that for King Ulrich because I want to make the king happy. Like I mentioned last episode, the reason I want to make the king happy is because we can eventually get... Hey, do I want to hire either of you? No and no. Eventually, once you join the Sarleon as one of the lords, you actually swear fealty to King Ulrich. If he really likes you, and if a lot of the other lords like you, he will make you marshal of his army. And once you're marshal, you can basically say, hey, everybody join me. We're going to go bitch slap some people. And it's incredibly useful because you can concentrate your forces, which really the AI doesn't do that great in Mount and Blade, or either vanilla Mount and Blade or Prophecy of Pendor. Kind of hard to know sometimes what is Prophecy of Pendor and what is Mount and Blade vanilla. Hey, by the way, there's some other settings too, if you ever were interested. We've got battle size, reinforcement waves. Let's see. Siege reinforcement. Could disable troops routing. This is an interesting one to counter the fact that when an AI takes an enemy city or castle, traditionally they leave a very small force, and it's kind of an exploit to take advantage of it. So I'm going to keep this on large. Anything else that's kind of interesting here? Don't bring thieves to display a message. Nothing else that's super, super interesting. We can read a book, modify a banner, retire, recruit some people into our party. Kind of useful if you manage to capture really high value targets, actually. Never really thought about that. Oh God. Again, part of the reason when I'm traveling around the map, I kind of tap control space for a second. Just enough to go get a bit of a boost, but then enough time to react in case anything gets spotted. So I really like trying to bump up the spotting skill early on, because running into a pack of enemies and getting slaughtered is not my idea of a fun time. Sigismund is someone that I'd like to hire at some point. However, don't know if he's the best. Okay, we're gonna say no thank you to him. We don't need Kasim. We're looking basically for Diev Lafaldrian. Lafaldrian is a character that is part of the Noldor race. Noldor, if you're unfamiliar with nerdy lore, the Noldor, I believe, are like a traditional name for elves in Lord of the Rings, perhaps, somewhere along the way. But they're basically elvish themed, and they actually sit in the woods behind Laria, doing whatever it is that the Noldor do in the woods with themselves. And they are insanely good archers. I mean, freaking cross-map snipers. And you really want to have them endgame because they can insanely buff any tower you, any castle you put them in to help defend. They are insanely strong. In fact, here's a pack of Noldor. What the hell? The random group of Noldor hanging out here. That's kind of funny. Noldor start out with a negative reputation with you. So one way to improve that, if I go over to relation, it's Lord relation. We're looking for faction relation. Here we go. So here's the main 5, then here's all of the third parties. So the Noldor start out hostile to you. They will try to chase you down and spank you. But over time, if you keep diving into battles and trying to help them out, you can improve that relationship, which is relatively useful. So we'll be keeping an eye out for any Noldor that are fighting an enemy of ours, or maybe like a third party, like a bandit, and we'll just jump in, because even if it's a tiny battle and you barely do anything, I'm pretty sure if you help them and they win, you gain a point of relation. Hey, guess what? Here's some mountain hermits. I feel like we have the ability, God, maybe, we have the ability to beat up some mountain hermits. So we are going to approach them, threaten them, and hopefully kill them hard. Let's go ahead and submit? Good God, commit is the word I'm going for. All of our mounted troops to the battle. There's our adventurers leading the way, nobly, bravely. We're gonna go for the troops in the back row, because I feel like, you know what? If there's anyone I can kill, it'll be some peasants. There we go. 2 enemies murdered by Steve, 3 enemies by Steve. Oh, we are a murdering machine. 4 enemies killed. They will call us Steve the Bloodied in the future. They will sing tales of our murderous rampage through piles and piles. Of course, it'll get better with time, right? It'll be like, instead of 5 peasants, it'll be like 5 hungry bears or something. There we go. So there's a battle that we've won, set to the background of a lovely bagpipe. This all kind of sucks. You can actually let your heroes upgrade their gear, which is pretty useful. And I don't want to do that yet. Sorry, I'm getting confused about what I wanted to do. I think I want to grab some refugees for something. I'm pretty sure I do. Let's start getting some refugees for something in the future. In terms of the party management, I remember how I can tell people how to equip their gear. I don't really want Kavera to drop her weapon. This can opener thing is kind of insane. And ooh, you know what? This does not have a it does not have a, what would you call that? A requirement for strength. So we can actually give this to Anson and put him in the infantry row. She must not have good enough shield to use this cracked heater. We'll get her a horsey, or sorry, a shield at some point. I do want you to go ahead and, I don't know, do we want her to use this for a bit? I won't take it away from her. That's fine. They're not going to really be anything anyways for quite some time. Like our companions are mostly going to just be sitting around waiting for cool things to happen for quite some time. Down here at the bottom left, you just saw the day's training is complete. So some soldiers are ready to upgrade. That will happen anytime you give enough experience to someone, and then they can go up to the next stage. So that's why I was talking about how it's really helpful to have some people who are highly skilled in training. So if I could, I would love to recruit someone like I think Sir Rain would be really good because he has really good training. Hey, there's some more Sarleon nobles. Absolutely. If you notice, there's a theme. I'm trying to get mounted mercenaries to join our little party here. How are we doing on this book, by the way? We barely read it yet. Let's go ahead and rest for the night. I'm going to start resting overnight in order to power through this book, because that's going to get us on to the next couple of steps for our quest. All right, the day is new, and we got to be a little careful crossing this stretch of land. This area belongs to the Jatu. We are the Jatu. That is what they say when they come to kill your face. The Jatu are another third-party faction, incredibly strong horsemen. They will smack face. However, once you get to a certain point, you can kind of roll them over with certain troops. Hey, let's talk about knightly orders real quick. So knightly orders are what they sound like. It's an order of knights. There are different names. They've got different flavors. The troops themselves, God, I love the music. Let's actually see. Can we say, oh shit, we ran out of food. Oops, sorry, Ensign. He's gonna be a little bit grumpy. Can we see the knightly order troop trees? We can, I think. New order, here we go. Here's all the different types of knights. So Knight of the Lion is more focused on, I think you have to be Sarleani to get that. Knight of the Dragon or for the Ravenstern Empire. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool. I didn't know this. I didn't realize the Empire Immortals were actually a knightly order. Well, that's good to know. No wonder they're so stupidly strong. No, wait. That's not right. I was thinking of the Gladiators. The Empire Immortals are knightly order. Okay, cool. Let's see. Knight of the Griffin, Knight of the Falcon, Raven Spear. The one that I'm going to plan on joining is the Knight of the Phoenix, and we'll talk about this probably in a different episode. Look at this freaking awesome mask this guy's got. The Kraken Radari. Now, each of these different knightly orders. I know I don't have food, man. Calm down. It's just a little bit of starvation. Like, you'd think you're going to die if you don't eat. Come on. We all know that's just fake news. There we go. We'll pick up a little bit of food for our lovely friends. Hopefully not get ambushed by the Jatu. Stupid. They're really, really fast, by the way. 3-3-4-1. Part of the reason that I want to keep having mounted troops is we're going to keep our speed up as we move overland. If you weigh yourself down with a bunch of on-foot troops, like archers or something, you will slow down over time. Hey, Leofric, do you got anything going for us? Nope, nope, and nope. All right, let's chat with you. Hello, Leofric. I'm Steve. Nice little tabard here. God.
I squash people like you as easily.
The freaking voiceover stuff is beautiful. I'm going to accept this quest. I probably won't succeed in it. Normally, if you accept a quest that is enemy faction related, unless you are really lucky and you happen to get all of it right then, it'll probably time out by the two factions piecing out with each other. So no big worry there. More inspecting for volunteers to die at the hands of our enemies for our future amusement and glory. So anyways, yeah, back to the whole knightly order thing. So you can join these knightly orders. I think most of them, I don't know if all of them have the same type of joining process. Normally you say, I want to join, and then you have to beat them in an arena match, which is really hard. These guys are stupid fast, by the way. These stupid heretic sacrifice dudes are insanely quick. A speed of 5.7, which is almost a speed for most people on mounted horseback. So you got to be really careful around the demon worshippers. They're very strong, even as a small party. Hey, it's Baron Ealdred. We have to give a letter to him. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I've got a letter for you. No problem, my friend. I will bring you your letter. Come rain, come snow, come heretic bandits, apparently. But yeah, the heretic knights, the knightly orders will give us lots of cool stuff, lots of cool gear as you do more and more things. The Phoenix Knight is a group that I want to join because they are insanely strong and it's relatively easy to win their arena match. So we'll talk about that down the road. I think we have to have... What do we need to have to join the stupid army? I don't remember offhand. Who do we need to avoid again? Duke Brennus. It's like avoiding someone at a party. Like you see them in the distance and you're like, ooh, I gotta dip out of here. Again, part of the reason I'm doing all this is to try to get some quests to make these guys like me. Later on in the game, it's actually a little bit easier to make them happy with you by helping them out in combat. Is really probably the better way to do it. let's go ahead and go over to Yergar and try to hunt down the bad, naughty person that King Ulrich told us about. So we are going to go to the village center. I think you have to do this during daylight. You know what? I don't remember if it's at dusk. Let's go ahead and wait overnight here. Let's not go. Here we go. We'll just hang out in Sarleon. We'll take a break in Sarleon itself. There we go. It is the morning. Hey, by the way, there are some maiden scouts here. What are the maiden scouts? What is their eventual upgrade path? Maiden scout. It's a long time before they get all the way down here. The maiden nobles and the maiden, the heroine adventurer are both insanely strong horsemen, horse folk. They can kick ass hardcore, but it does going to take a while to get them on a horse tree. So we're not going to hire them from Sarleon. Again, continuing to hunt for my lovely Warhammer that I want desperately. So let's go to Yergar and hunt down some bad people. Trying to make King Ulrich happy. Look, whatever King Ulrich wants, King Ulrich, Papa Ulrich is going to get it. Because we want to make him as happy with us as possible. So whenever you get one of these quests to go hunt down a bandit, they're normally hiding outside of town or in the back of a building where no one can see them. So I would always try to do a sweep around the village. Probably this guy is actually going to be up there. Actually, that's him right there at the top of the tower. Now, he might seem like an unassuming peasant, but for whatever reason, whenever I fight these guys, they're like machine gun snipers with throwing knives. So there's a good chance he's going to kill us, but we'll come up here and talk to him. We'll try to use our diplomacy. So I'm looking for a murderer by the name of Marnid the Coward. You fit his description with your creepy mustache. Drop your sword. I'm not going anywhere, friend. You're going to have to fight for your silver today. And then we're going to say, I come not for money, but to execute the law. And then we're going to run away. Oh, good. He didn't go right for the dagger, which means I think we've got the range on him, mounted versus on foot. Oh, God, here come the daggers. I swear to God, the stupid daggers are so strong. If you want a super pro tip about mounted combat versus a on-foot person, whenever you're approaching someone head-on and they rear back to attack you, if you kind of jiggle your horse left and right, for whatever reason, it generally will always make them trigger their attack. The other thing you can do, if you bump them with your horse, it'll start to knock them down. And if you can time it right, you can actually knock them down and then also follow up with a swing at the same time. There you go, super pro mountain blade murder tips from Tobel. How are you? Hey, King Ulrich. How you doing, buddy? I have found Marnid the Coward. Now here, he's going to offer us a bounty. We're actually going to say we can't accept it, and we're going to get a little bit of honor. Honor is really useful. Oh, that's what it is. Honor, I think, is what you need in order to join one of the knightly orders. 15 honor, possibly. You get honor by doing good stuff. So whatever you get in a situation, you're like, is this going to get me honor? Just think like a paladin. Would this make a paladin's god happy? If so, probably going to give you honor. Murdering civilians bad, saving kittens good. Keep that in mind, friends, in case you're a little bit confused. Okay, so we have visited the Ravenstern cities. We can't visit the Fyrdsvain because they are our mortal enemies, at least until the end of this war. We're going to go visit the Dashar Principalities, also known as the Dothraki. We're going to go hang out in Singal, Ishkoman. What else they got back here? Hiding Torba, and somewhere over here, Naldar? Yeah. Another relatively... Hello? Who's in the bushes here with me? Phrases that you can only hear here on this channel. Hey, 240 experience means that we've got some good training happening. The reason I got the refugee will eventually become clear, but I don't want to promote them. So I'm mostly telling myself that for the moment. Let's keep adventuring, upgrading. Eventually, all these guys will kind of go into the same route of becoming an adventurer, which is the goal. Hey, Kavera got a promotion, by the way. Let's talk about your skills. I want you to get some training. I'm really going to be leaning on the training side of most of our troops. Also, you're already beastly at polearm. Let's go, or sorry. Oh, you know what? Shoot. This counts as a polearm, doesn't it? Yeah, we want her skill in polearm, not two-handed. she is going to be absolutely savage once we get into sieges and stuff like that. All right, so we've got a new skill point. I'm actually going to bring us all the way up to 15 or so, because that generally lets you hold the larger weapons. So we definitely want to have this up a little bit higher. I will go ahead and put a point into Iron Flesh. Keeping us alive is very, very good. And I'm putting points into crossbows. Again, well, I'll explain this. Crossbows, I'm going to be using this because I eventually want to unlock a certain crossbow that I can only use at 300 proficiency. The reason for that is once we create our own kingdom, actually, you know what? I don't think you even have to create your own kingdom. Let's put a pin in that because we have Leslie here. Leslie is a lovely person who is going to join our establishment. She's free, which is great. So she actually will join us. She has some experience trading. Let's also grab these young Deshar noblemen and have them join up. Let's go ahead and sell our old chicken. And I want to make sure that we are up to speed on food. Some smoked fishy. I just bought back the stupid chicken I sold. Brilliant. How much money do we have left? 5,000 dinar. Okay. So I probably can do one more one more companion, or continue trying to get nobles. Now we're at 36 in our party. 2 of those are useless. Okay, hang on. Including me, probably 3. Kavera's pretty useful, but Steve, Anson, and Leslie, not the best. Also, that refugee is not that great either. Let's bring Leslie up to the top. So Leslie, if we take a look at her skills, she starts with nothing except really good trade, which will reduces the trade penalty by 5, which is great. That means that if, say for example, this Qualis gem is in theory worth 30,000. Oh god, is it going to instantly drop here? Okay, there we go. The buying price is 52,000 or something like that, but it goes down to 7,500. So as we get more and more trading experience, we would be able to get closer to the true value of the item. So she's going to be very, very useful. I think she and Anson kind of get a little bit of a crush on each other, a little bit of romance in the party. Look, romance is not dead, even in Pendor. By the way, Pendor, spoiler, is the island nation or the country that we are on currently. Hey, I know who I see in the distance. That is Diev Vodensen. Diev is an insanely great archer. I think he also comes with some decent training as well. How much money do you require to get off your butt? 4,000 dinar. Okay, so we have a choice here. We can either get Diev, try to kind of spin him up on training, or continue to get more mercenaries. I think I'm going to grab Diev. I'd rather have him as a companion early on. He's really, really good as an archer, although we don't really have any archer troops dedicated yet. What's his training at? His training sucks. Okay, we will be bumping up his intelligence. Every time you put a point into intelligence, by the way, you get 2 skill points instead of traditionally the 1. So a couple level ups for him is all it's going to take in order to make him super fancy. But yeah, otherwise, I think we're set. I think we're set for a hot minute. Let's go visit the new lands of the Fierds Vein. I think our battle... Or hang on, who did we just go to peace with? Oh, we're actually peaced out with everyone. When did that happen? We are bound by truce not to attack the Fierds Vein, and also we're not at war with the Bacchus Empire. Cool, so we're at peace all across the board, which is terribly, terribly boring, honestly. But it is, it does mean that we are not going to get jumped by any enemy armies anytime soon. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with here before we put a cut in this episode is we're going to go to Valenbrae. Remember I mentioned that there is some cool stuff you can find, and I'll show you exactly where the sweet loots happen to be. So we're going to go in the lovely town. Oh god, every time I think of something in Mountain Blade Warband, I think about how it looks in Bannerlord. The small little snippets of video that I've seen, everything looks so freaking good. I saw a clip the other day of a city defense battle, and the guy hid his troops inside of a building and pulled them out as part of like some crazy ambush. I don't know if that really affects the AI. It would be great for multiplayer battles for sure. Although personally, I'm not a super huge fan of multiplayer in Mountain Blade, because it tends to be like these general continual battles. Now, if there is a version of multiplayer where both players could work on the overland map, that would be fascinating. However, I don't see how that would work with the pausing and whatnot. So here we go. On that ship, there is some various loot and some bullets. So we'll be able to trade the loot. Keep the bullets for later on. I will go ahead and trade the loot right now for 1250 dinar. Receive 1100 because we bought some grain. Cool stuff. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this second episode of Mount and Blade Warband. Not quite Bannerlord, but my God, we are so close. Hey, let's buy a hat. Let's buy a lovely little step cap. So as we end this video, friends, with the best music in the game, I will ask that you please do like, subscribe, comment if you so choose. Join us on Discord via the Discord invitation link in the more description below. Oh, I love this music. It's so good. I appreciate you guys as always. Join me for more Mount and Blade. We will continue the story of Steve in the next episode, friends. Until next time, be well.